Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel, Soul Talk with Priya, where we speak of getting out of a life of limitations to a life of abundance. We do that by going deep inside, giving more meaning, more energy to the days of our life. We can reach that stage of well being when we have, in general, a good mental health, especially during this lockdown. We need to take care more of how our thoughts are either troubling us or making us depressed. Today, I have the tremendous pleasure of introducing to you the next guest on my channel in the name of Anwar Maderboccus. Let's check it out. Anwar is a specialist mental health practitioner, a therapist and counselor with 31 years experience in mental health field, both in institution and community settings for the National Health Service in the UK and private practice in Mauritius. He has been involved in setting up mental health teams and services, memory clinics for adults across various clinics and mental health organizations. Anwar is also passionate towards training of mental health professionals in providing care and managing people with dementing illness, including Alzheimer's, depression, and anxiety for children, young adults, and older people. He is moreover into couple and marriage counseling. So, Anwar,
Hey,
welcome to my channel, Soul Talk with Priya. I am very honored to have this opportunity to share this conversation with our audience. Welcome.
thank you. Thank you, Priya. It's my pleasure. And as you know, we've always wanted to have this interview, and here's our chance.
Yeah, thank you. My first question to you, Anwar, will be why did you choose this career path? Did anything trigger this choice?
I've always looked at it, everybody's career path. That's my personal opinion. Everybody's career path is kind of already designed. We gravitate towards it. It depends the kind of person and the kind of person you are, what you like to do. You gravitate towards it. For me, I was working in the market in 1990, and and then I went to England. I used to sell vegetable and fruits. I've always wanted to talk to people, and I've always liked helping people, and that's always been me. So and then I went to England to do my training as a nurse, and then I had a choice to do general nursing or psychiatric nursing. For some reason, I find that psychiatric nursing more towards me, talking to people, finding things about people. It's very challenging, and I love that challenge. And I still believe that I gravitated towards it from working in the market selling vegetable and fruit, and there is a gravitational pull towards that. So I went for it. And once I did my training and I move on towards into kind of helping people into different settings. So what happened is I wanted challenges. And my challenge was to not getting too much of a routine. I've never liked routine. I always wanted to talk to people that have things to talk about in a deep sense. And while doing my training, I finished my training after 3.5 years. And then I started looking at other aspects. I started finding other aspects that will kind of motivate me more. So I used to go and see people in their house and learn about their stories, about their struggles. And I became really fascinated about that. I really was. And then I started to specialize into different areas, into anxiety, into depression, and I got hooked on grief. I went onto 2 different training on grief counseling, how to manage grief and how to help people with grief. So I moved towards that. And at the end of that, I went for a job that will mold others. I started managing other psychiatric nurses, other counselors into helping people and how to shape them into seeing what I was seeing and the passion I had. But the next best thing is to help people look after these people to get a little bit of the passion I had. So you start molding, you start preparing people to help others in that way. I did that for 15 years. And then the next best thing is on top of molding people, then there was an opportunity for a bit of research and setting up teams and services, different people in one team to go and look after clients. And I did a bit of research in Cambridge to set up a team. So I set up a team to deal with younger people with dementia.
Mm-hmm.
We were at that stage where we were looking at setting up memory clinics. These
Okay.
were for people with Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson disease, everything to do with memory. So I kind of helped set this up, and then we move forward with that. And that's where I ended up. And then I moved into general nursing, but managing general and mental health services together.
My next question would be, since you have such an extensive experience, what, according to you, and what you have noticed are the 1 or 2 common denominators that struck you the most in people coming to you?
Uncertainty. I think everybody that I see has got some uncertainty in them that they're trying to find. And that's what most of the people that walk through my door are uncertain about themselves, relationship they're in, about why they're anxious, why they might be depressed. The uncertainty is at the core of almost everybody I see. If you're not sure what's happening to you or who you are or what's going on in your life, you can't move on.
Absolutely.
A lot of people talk about self-love, assertiveness, confidence. It's all start happening once you know what's happening. But if you uncertainty, if you don't deal with that uncertainty, you can't move on. So when you ask me the common denominator, almost 90% of people that come and see me have some sort of uncertainty in them, in what's going on in their life, in regards to their identity.
When I was having an issue understanding the behavior of one of my friends towards me, and you told me that I was good with being authentic and true to myself. And that's true. It was uncertainty. I wasn't sure of what was happening at that time. So I would love you to share your point of view on what you feel being authentic and true to yourself mean. Many people really have much trouble knowing how to draw the boundary in any relationship. So please do tell us what's your feel about being authentic and true to yourself.
Look, when we had our talk, being authentic, and some people talk about being real, it's about being honest in yourself at the core. And that's what authentic is about. And unfortunately, everybody is born authentic. We grew up authentic. Everything that we do, you see the child, the young boy, young girl crying in the shopping center, crying at home, wanting this, wanting that. They are being authentic to themselves They want something. They don't care who's watching. They don't care where they are. They don't care what's happening to mommy and what the reaction is of that. They just do it. If a young girl or young boy is crying on the first day at school, what do we say? Oh, don't cry. Look, everybody's watching you. Oh, they're laughing at you. We started to put that insecurity in at an early age. In many areas of the child's life, we put in place things that are not helpful to them because of our lack of patience, because of not able to manage the situation. We create that insecurity and we rob them of being authentic. So authenticity is about being yourself the best you can without factoring in what people say, what people think. Authenticity is very unique to yourself. You see, I can't come to you and talk to you for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour a month and tell you, oh, you're very authentic, because that's something that inside, that's personal honesty. It's about being honest to yourself. So that's when we start getting self-assertiveness, self-confidence, and we love ourselves. We don't care about what other people think, what other people say to us, and how we behave. And that takes a lot of time. And when it happens, I tell you, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I
It is.
know. You helped me so much last time. You really helped me to understand that I could be myself without needing the approval of other people, no matter what they feel. I need to be true to myself. So thank you for that, Anwar. So my next question is, have you in your own life got any situation where you felt stuck and you didn't know how to move on? Has there been any kind of situation, and how did you come out of it?
And I think the only thing I can think about, there are a lot of situations, but the big one for me was the death of my father. When I was in UK, if something happened to the families that are still in Mauritius, and I
Yeah.
got a phone call, my dad was in a coma. My dad has fallen and was in a coma, and I managed to get a plane the next day, come to Mauritius, and dad was in a coma. My view was that it's going to come out of the coma and we'll talk and we'll go home. And then I had a series of questions to ask him, to tell him how much I thank you for everything you did and what I've done in my life in UK. I know he would be proud because I haven't. My dad was a very traditional person, so we didn't really talk that much. But I had a lot of things to tell him when I saw him on that bed, not talking. So I'm kind of sure he was going to come out and come home. But unfortunately, my dad didn't come out of the coma. That's when reality hit you. You don't know how to behave because nobody in this world prepare you, and nobody can prepare you. I wasn't really strong enough to show my emotion still in them days. I wasn't. It was later on that I managed to cry a lot because there was my sisters and everything. I had to be strong.
I think it's very difficult when men start crying, so they feel that they are not strong, but that's not true. You, as a human being, you need to be strong within, but you can also cry. It doesn't mean you are weak. That's another of our favorite subjects.
Oh, it is our favorite, another of our favorite subject. But then I managed to cry afterwards, and it was uncontrollably, and you can't really hold anything back. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to tell my dad everything that I wanted to. But then I turned that. There was an epiphany there. I kind of, I don't know where that came from. I turned all that hurt into a positive things. I kind of, because people that have, all the grief counseling, all the people that have looked after going through grief, I use all that energy for my own benefit in the sense
Yeah.
that if I'm hurting, is I'm still loving my dad. If I'm still loving my dad, he's still alive inside me. So I use that hurt to equate to love. And every time now, when I'm in pain for something I've heard about my dad, and there's the pain, I love it. I give myself a little smile because I know that's love manifesting itself. Sometimes I go to the cemetery and I talk to my dad. I still do. I talk to my dad, and if it hurts a little bit, I give myself a little cheeky smile to say that my dad's still alive inside. The worst phrase people use is "you'll get over it." And for me, I don't want to get over it. Why would I want to get over something that is so precious and something that I love so much? So I don't want to get over it. And people don't get over loved one. They learn to manage their life without the person being there physically, but you do have never ever get over it. And you should never get over it. And I've never ever advocated to anybody that you will get over it, you should get over it. No, don't get over it. Live with it, embrace it, love the person that's gone, equate the hurt into love. And every time you're hurting, you smile because the loves come back.
As long
And
as it
that's
is
the
making you happy in a different way, I think this is very precious, Anwar, and I really appreciate you sharing that part of your life with us. What is that one message that you want people to hear from you today for a better mental health? What is the one message that you can give us for making our thought positive and making our days happier going forward?
I think there's no substitute to helping others. And help others, it creates oxytocin in the body. And that's what makes you happy. The other person tell you thank you, it creates more of that. It makes you happier. And other people around you see that and they say, oh, thank you, Priya, for doing that, for helping that person. It creates more oxytocin in them because it makes them happy because you've done a good deed and it makes you more happier. Other people feel good and be supportive to others. And that is my only message. Because if everybody help one person and then it escalates the same way, you will be helping a lot of people. You will make a lot of people happier. Do one act of kindness, it will make a lot of people around you feel good. And that will create so much energy and so much aura around people.
Thank you so much, Anwar. This was really a good message, and I know kindness can only go forward. Thank you so much. Thank you for being on my channel. It's been a real pleasure having you.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, dear people, so this is where we end this interview. If you find value in it, do comment and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in our next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.